I'm struggling with an intro for this one. I was going to do my usual spin it round, be enthusiastic, throw it on the bench, but it's hard to look at this without thinking about Chem Block. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a look at this, unbox it. Definitely gonna give it a rip. Definitely gonna take it outside. We're gonna give it a good workout. So yeah, this is the Reflex 14B from Team Associated, and as you can see, it's the Hoonicorn. It's a mini version of their 1/10 scale. I reviewed this last year, and then I put a brushless system in it and drove it how it's meant to be driven. Prior to that though, was the Hoonie truck. And this one's completely stock. I had started to put some drift wheels on it, and then the Hoonicorn come out and I got distracted, but looks amazing. Let's leave them out actually. But this is a mini version. It's the 1/14 scale Reflex chassis. And as you can see there, it's a fully licensed Hoonicorn, licensed wheels. It is a brush motor, which I was quite surprised when I saw this first come out, because I expected it to be brushless. We'll talk about that in a minute. Digital servo, coilover shocks, and some nice features on there. Same as the Hoonie truck, and obviously the bigger brother. There's a few more specs there if you want to pause the video and have a look. When the news dropped about Chem Block, it wasn't just like the car community, was it? From what I saw, it was obviously the RC community as well, but just from everywhere. I saw posts coming up all over the place. It kind of shows you how many people were, you know, inspired by him. It was such sad news. He absolutely will never be forgotten though, that is for sure. Typical Associated there, giving you a nice scale box if you like reverse this, like it shows you there. Little set of stickers. Oh, it's nice, it's got some extra Hoonigan ones in there as well, that's cool. Little like catalogue leaflet. ESC instructions, spare servo horns, although you'd probably never ever use them on this. And then the main instructions there that show you how to strip it all down. Something else in here as well, we'll touch on it now. It's got bushings in the drivetrain. I don't know why you'd put bushings in a drivetrain. Not on this anyway. On a crawler you can kind of understand it because it might be going through wet mud and stuff, and low friction really because it's a crawler. Something like this that even though it's brushed and it's going to have some quite good wheel speed, through the drivetrain, bushings, yeah, I don't know. Years ago bearings were really expensive. Nowadays though, bearings are not that expensive. They're probably, the difference between a set of bearings and a set of bushings is probably very, very minimal. We'll talk a little bit more about the specs in a minute, but most people, I think, well, a lot of people are probably going to buy this and not run it, and that is completely understandable. Second-hand prices of anything Hoonigan have gone crazy. I've got a Fiesta WR8 under there, which I'm going to do a complete strip down and rebuild, like restoration. Those bodies, I bought them years ago. There's 3 brand new bodies there. They're going for like 4 times the retail price. So I can't imagine too many of these are going to see the tarmac, but we certainly are today. It's a completely shrunken down version of that, which is a completely shrunken down version of the real thing. Yeah, that gives you an idea of its size. It looks really nice. It does look very nice. Comes with the XP120, which is a standard thing for Associated. Nice controllers. They've got all the functions on there: steering trim, throttle trim, dual rates. So underneath you've got 3-wire servo, 380 brushed reedy motor, and then a Hobbywing 1625 ESC. They're really nice ESCs actually. So it is brushed, but it's got a good brush setup though. Rather than being brushed and not a good brush setup, it has got a good brushed setup. That's a standard like small lipo or small nickel metal hydride tray there. Oil shocks feel quite nice actually. Yeah, bit bouncy at the back. Future me, videos done, finished and stuff like that. I've just realised they're not oil shocks. So shaft driven 4-wheel drive, nothing adjustable on there, it's all fixed links, plastic drive shafts or CVDs or what are they, UJs up front with, like you see there, bushings, and then plastic drive shafts at the back. Which brings me on to this. So this is the Reflex 14R, and this is the 14B, so the buggy. As you can see, the chassis is very similar. It's not exactly the same. but it is pretty much the same platform. The 14B, it's been out a while now, I really like it. It runs so good on a LiPo with that brushless motor. But this comes out the box, brushless, adjustable camber and toe, metal drive shafts or bearings all round. That is more expensive than that. Whereas that, as I've just shown you, is a much better spec. Brushed, yeah, fine. No bearings, no adjustable links. Yeah. I'm going to charge a couple of batteries. Build a little track out here, not going to go crazy. I think it's going to sort of slide quite well here. Then we're going to take it out. We'll see how fast it is and then we'll give it a rip around. What I like about this hobby is you can look at something and, you know, it doesn't look great on paper with the specs and stuff. But as soon as you put it on the floor and pull the trigger, you forget all that. That is what I like about this hobby. Yeah, I thought it would slide well on here. That's a nice smooth brush setup, that. Yeah. No gyro or anything on this. This is all skill. Right, let's see how fast this is. Now, the bigger the 1/10 was, I want to say 17 mile an hour, I think. Most brush stuff, it ranges from 15 to around just over 20, I think, from experience. So I'd say, yeah, anywhere from, it's faster than 15, I can tell. Or steering, oh, I don't know actually. Oh. It looked faster. It's got some punch. 29 kilometres, 18 mile an hour, it's about the same. Not the greatest specs, but you can drive it and it slides. I wasn't going to do a little bit at the end, but I've just realised they're not oil shocks. I've just added it to the beginning of the video. It's not got oil shocks, it's not got bearings, it's brushed, but it drives absolutely fine. The brush thing's not an issue. As you saw, it hooms around absolutely fine. I've been sliding it around the workshop to use up the rest of that battery. I actually got quite good in the end. It does drive really well. I just think they've dropped a bit of a ball here. But no adjustability either with like camber, toe and stuff like that. So considering the price point, yes, it's licensed. Yes, it looks really good. And any Hoonigan Chem Block fans are going to love this thing. They need to be doing better for something at this price. And on that bombshell.